I said victory depends on a belief system. Defeat depends on a belief system. Being victimized by curses and yokes is mentally dependent, not just spiritually dependent, not just demonic. Increase and prosperity depends on a belief system. Manifesting excellence and leadership depends on a belief system. Walking in the anointing depends on a belief system. You can be saved and still be a victim of limitations and frustrations. You can be saved, yes sir, you can be genuinely saved and still be a victim of limitations and frustrations that plagued you before you got saved. That means those things were there, and even after you got saved, they did not recognize it. The oppression still remained, and yet you are genuinely born again. Is why many believers doubt their salvation. Once you believe in the name of the Lord genuinely with your heart, you are saved. But because you do not understand the journey beyond salvation, you see that now, that there is a journey beyond salvation. In addition to your being saved, the journey, the way now, then the truth, then life. You will find out that at a point you say, look, I'm just going, I don't think I'm a child of God. My salvation is not authentic. It is. But it is that the knowledge of God has not been exalted in your mind above every other knowledge. Are we together? Do you know why you come to church every week? It is that project called transformation. What you are receiving now, there is an ascendance. There is a warfare happening in your mind. That's the reason why sometimes you hear some things and you're like, this thing is hard. Should I believe? Should I not believe? Other mindsets that are there. When you see people respect them and honor them, carry a gift and go and give your boss and your superior, whether you like them or not, and say thank you for the privilege of working here. Your pride and your ego, which has been a mindset that kept you, will find that belief. Is honor profitable? Why should I do that to somebody younger than me? That belief system. But by the time you keep hearing and hearing, you see what is happening? One day, the Spirit of God, who is aiding that transformation process, brings you to a point where that exaltation happens. Let me tell you, there is an energy, there is a force that begins to emanate from you. That force is what draws bad friends to people or draws good friends. That force is what draws gifted people to ministries. There are ministries that will never lack gifted people. It is a grace, but the grace comes through a mindset. There is an above only mindset. Are we together now? The Bible is a compendium of mindsets, giving you a chance to choose the one you will use with the wisdom of an architect to design your life. You shall be exalted above all the nations of the earth. These blessings will come upon you. Is a mindset. When men say there is a casting down, they are not verses, they are mindsets. You can buy them with humility and place them and begin to ward the limiting mindsets. Oh, I think I don't believe God blesses people. Prosperity is unnecessary. It's a mindset. Why is it unnecessary? It's a mindset. It leads people away from God. You see that? It's a mindset. But the owner, the holiest person of all, owns the earth and owns everything. And yet, he did not backslide by owning the earth. The cattle on 1,000 hills belongs to him. And yet, his holiness did not diminish with the presence of these things. So where did you get the mindset that increase and abundance just diminishes you? No. It reflects something that is already within you. You don't need to have money to not be serious with God. Are you seeing that now? It's a mindset. Oh, increase does not matter. It doesn't matter whether crowds of people come. It does not. It's a mindset. When you know that salvation is for all men, salvation is a business of numbers. Numbers matter when you're talking about salvation. But that does not mean if there are not many people, you are not doing well. But salvation is a business of numbers. So you would see men like our father in the Lord, Daddy Gio. He would say, plant churches around, let there be soul winning. And at his age, he's still going around holding light up campaigns. I've had the honor of preaching in one, I think at least one of them. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm a young man, but what is such an old man doing? It's a mindset. One day I remember telling one of his people and said, please tell daddy to rest. And he said, don't waste your time. He will not rest. He said, we'll rest when we go here, when we go out of this world. It's a mindset. Another lazy young man has an arrival mentality with 1 million naira. It's a mindset. Another arrogant preacher with nothing is a mindset. Joshua Selman, arrogant at this level, but there's somebody who never arrives. Arrival is a mindset. The passion to continue is a mindset. And all of these mindsets exert energy. Let me tell you, you are being affected by my mindset. If I plateau, you will be surprised that the little you have done, you will become comfortable. When you see champions continue, it swallows up what you are doing, and you go back and say, my God, if this person can do like this. It's a mindset. When you see anointed people still praying and fasting and studying the word, it's a mindset that there are still more lands to conquer. Are we together now? Yes. Please, believers, hear me. If this sermon does not affect you, then forget about liberty. Demons used to oppress me as a preacher. I've told you my story. Not as a believer, as a preacher. I was already anointed. I would go for programs and great miracles will happen, and return back and lie down, and here comes these spirits to my room. I said, what is all this nonsense? How can I be ministering in the power of God and then I return back and they're oppressing me? Because they have no respect for whether you are called pastor, whether you are called prophet. Once they find something that attracts them, they will come, and they will not just come, they will prevail. Satan cometh to me, poverty cometh to me, prosperity cometh to me. So all the realities that you need and hate in life, you are like in a, permit me to use the word, a swimming pool that is full of everything. Poverty is flowing around you, wealth is flowing around you, increase is flowing around you, but the one that comes to you is the one that finds a component within you that draws it to you. This is the concept of what we know to be familiar spirits. You know why they are familiar? They want certain occurrences to remain in certain lives, in certain territories. So they study the mindset that attracts that trouble, and they create a stronghold around it, so that everybody from that family thinks that way. Grandfather transfers it to father, so the evil continues. If a child stands up and says, I'm breaking it, you don't break it by saying, I rebuke it alone. You rebuke it, but you start re-engineering your thinking. Another kind of energy is now sent to your village. Not me, not me. And the curses will come, but they will not meet someone of that kind of bloodline again, because something has been altered. Are we together? Here, I wrote something here. Pastors and ministers, with all due respect, must realize the sensitivity of the roles that they play in literally determining the destinies of people, and by extension the destiny of a nation. I think it was last year or so, I was in the US, and one of the things I was studying was what made the US the US, at least in its state of glory that we know. I didn't just want to celebrate, because I believe that I have a contribution to helping Nigeria, helping Africa to become a reflection of the glory of God. And it will not just happen by preaching verses. There was a mindset. Last I traveled to the US, I had the opportunity to travel and pray where America started. And I had the opportunity to visit the monument of the forefathers. And I saw a few things that were written there. The tenets that were the foundations of America. I said, this is it. This is it. No nation. Please listen to my message, how nations are built. It was an Independence Day message. How nations are built. Their policies. Policies are products of mindsets translated into law. Are we together? If you believe in equality, you believe in excellence, it's a mindset. You will simply articulate it and write it. It becomes part of your constitution. So if Africa is the way we are, the problem is not just the troubles that we have around. We have to go back and re-examine the frame, the foundation upon what? Listen, you must have the courage to probe your belief systems. How did we get here? Who believed what that made this kind of nonsense? Are we together? It's important. The difference between a great ministry and a limiting, struggling ministry is not just the will of God.
Like, share, comment, and trade with me at Power Crypto Exchange. I'm very reliable at my job. Hope to see you in the next video. Thanks, guys. Bye for now, guys.